Hello, everyone, and welcome to the CDO Magazine interview series. I'm Lauren Maffeo, CDO Magazine editorial board member and author of the book Designing Data Governance from the Ground Up, which is published by the Pragmatic Programmers. I have the pleasure of speaking with Matthew Cawsey, who is the product marketing and strategy lead at Stibo Systems, based in the United Kingdom. So thank you all for joining us today for this conversation, and especially you, Matthew. Thank you for joining us today to speak to us about your work in data governance and specifically master data governance. When you think about MDM systems, if such a thing even exists, what role does technology play in supporting master data governance initiatives? And when CDOs are looking for an MDM system, which features are most important? What should they be prioritizing in their demos?
Yeah, it's a fair question. I mean, technology, is a critical part of that data governance operating model, and it enforces those policies and those safeguards. So you can define those business rules, those policies within an MDM system, so that it helps users to avoid making mistakes. So it's crucial in providing tools for data integration, cleansing, matching. But CDOs should be looking for MDM systems which have features with governance around data modeling. Data quality I've talked about before is critically important, and data profiling, hugely important. You can't clean if you don't know what data's wrong. So that's a huge tool. You talked, Lauren, about collaboration and amongst departments, so business process management, workflow management, however you may describe it, to make sure that data is used and has the right approvals and the right sets of eyes on it is very important. Role-based access control, particularly around personal privacy and personally identifiable information, PII. Now, you need to make sure that you've got the right access controls, and you can do that with technology. Of course, you mentioned it at the top, Laura. No discussion can be had now without considering the emerging role of AI or machine learning in data governance, and by integrating that into master data management platforms, we can achieve higher data quality, consistency, and efficiency. All the promises of AI and ML, we've already started implementing some of those capabilities into MDM and MDG facilities, things like algorithms for profiling, identifying data errors, for learning how to clean data. So machine learning models for doing data matching. Data matching, entity resolution, duplication of data still remains one of the hugest challenges for all organizations, who are managing large amounts of customer data in particular. And being able to use machines to understand patterns and algorithms to identify matches without having to build complex rules and go iteratively through the results has been a huge uplift in the quality and speed with which data governance around duplicate detection can be done. And there's all sorts of others: anomaly detection, automatic classification, and hierarchies of data. So classification and categorization of data is a huge part of data governance. Being able to get a tool to do that in a repeatable and consistent way without having someone looking over it is huge. We always want to keep a human in the loop, but that should maybe be for exception management, not for the bulk of this work. So that was a long way of saying, is technology important? But yes, it's critical. It's the mechanism by which you deploy data governance.
It is. And do you think that master data management software is best used as a standalone tool that integrates in with the rest of your architecture, or do you view master data management as more as a series of features which could be folded into a more comprehensive data governance tool?
Yeah, it's a good question. And I guess it comes back to one of the first things you asked, the difference between master data governance and data governance more generally. So MDM projects and MDM technology and software, are really focused on that core data, that core master data, and providing that data out to other applications so that they can do their best work, whether that's an e-commerce platform or a digital shelf or a CRM or an ERP platform. MDM's not trying to be all these applications. It's trying to make sure you get the best value from them and that you're providing structured data to them. So it's very much a case, both from a business perspective and a data governance perspective, that MDM is a part of a broader ecosystem, because MDM's not going to apply rules to transactional information, to IoT data, etc. It's not. You might want an enterprise-wide data catalog. MDM's going to be involved with cataloging master data attributes. So yes, it needs to fit into a broader infrastructure, in my view.
Yeah. We spoke earlier about success, what that looks like in master data management and data management writ large, and how there seemingly are few models of what that success can look like. How do you measure the success of a master data governance initiative, and what key performance indicators do you recommend that CDOs track?
Again, it's a difficult question for people, particularly starting a data governance program. How do you get executive buy-in? How do you get organizations to have the intent to do it? And this isn't going to come free. There's going to need to be budget associated to it. And so, how do you get buy-in, and how do you measure that? You have to be able to demonstrate business value of master data governance. It's not just about data. I mean, I gave a talk recently about the importance of customer data and understanding their names and addresses are complex. And this isn't just on a Rolodex. This impacts people's real lives, and it goes way beyond getting 2 mail shots. It may be that you get sent the wrong cancer medication, or in one case it meant that somebody's house got demolished because they had these are extreme examples, but the consequences of bad data aren't just about bits and bytes. They impact real life situations. And so you have to tie a data governance program to business objectives is the first thing. So if you get that done, then you obviously need to have KPIs that can, such as, and I always go back to data quality because it's my start point, but it's one of the simpler ways to do it is, are you tracking data accuracy, completeness, timeliness, consistency? Those 7 or 6, depending on who you ask, facets of data quality, and tracking that over time. So yes, that's important, but then you need to make sure that you're aligning those KPIs with business objectives. So, what are you trying, what problems are you having? Are you taking too long to get new products to a store or shelf or your website? What's the process hold up? Is that data related? Are you able to reduce that because of more streamlined processing, less rework? So I can't provide the specific KPIs that will fit one and all businesses. Not just you need to look individually. But the key to it is, what are your strategic objectives? What are your business objectives? What's stopping you getting there? Inevitably, at some point, that boils down to data, because we're all data-driven operations now. What's broken, and how can data governance fix those breaks? Measure those bits. Measure how you're improving your business process.
I agree. And once those KPIs are set, you have to then, of course, implement the data governance program that you've set up along with your master data management initiative. What are some common mistakes organizations make when they are implementing master data governance, and how can they avoid these mistakes in the future?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess in some respects, that's the flip side of what makes a successful data governance program. So just to reflect back some of those, and some of the obvious ones is inadequate stakeholder engagement. I talked about bringing your employees along with you, explaining to them why you're doing it, how it will benefit them personally. Now you need to elevate somehow data governance from being perceived as, a burden, sort of extra layer of bureaucracy, pain, as adding an extra layer of pain to somebody's day job. You need to move that, and through that education and getting that stakeholder engagement and getting that executive support, you can help get that cultural change, which is the biggest barrier I see in getting this done, is bringing people along with you. So overcoming that perception of being the data police is hard. It's no way to win friends. So to avoid these mistakes, you need to focus on clear goal setting, collaboration between departments rather than siloed infighting over who's most important. Bring that change management in slowly. Don't just go and rip everything up and break everything. Explain why you're doing these things. Ask your business users, what gets broken, where do they spend excessive time? Would it be better if changes were made or rules or policies were implemented? And then of course there's investment in talent. There's data governance practices, CDOs, etc. They're a growing band of people in the organization now. So the more advocates you have for data governance in the organization really helps that. And I think that biggest challenge is, you can do data governance. The tech's there. The policies are you can write the policies. If you don't get the people on board to implement it, ain't happening. So don't make it. It's a big topic, but.
So this has been a great conversation with you, Matthew Cawsey of Stibo Systems. Thank you so much for speaking with CDO Magazine today. Where can listeners and viewers find you to connect with you further if they wanted to learn more about anything that we discussed in this interview?
Yes, of course, you can find me on LinkedIn, obviously, as Matthew Cawsey. Otherwise, feel free to reach out to me on email, mcaw@stibosystems.com.
Excellent. Well, thank you again, Matthew, for taking the time to speak with us today, and best of luck on your data governance journey.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for your time, Lauren. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And good luck,
Likewise.
everyone.